Everyone. So today I got a video on, well, the hot topic in the game right now, which is, you guessed it, Ray. So this Ray, as you can see, has its ultimate. I'm going to be showing a counter to her. It's not a secret counter or anything. It's the Darth Revan team. We've already seen it used by a lot of people. I just wanted to make the video because I feel like sometimes a lot of those YouTubers don't explain enough, don't go enough into detail on what you should be doing and how you should mod and all that. So I just want to go more into detail about that. Full disclosure, this team, as you can see, has Chewie and General Kenobi, which I believe, in my opinion, is one of the easier comps to beat, at least for Darth Revan. I know there's like Jedi Knight Revan that's also a counter. I don't know how that team works against this particular comp, but for Darth Revan, this is one of the easier teams to beat. Like the teams with like Watt and L3 and all that, they give Darth Revan a bit of a harder time. But this is what I have to work with on my shard, so hey, what can you do? So yeah, I'm gonna go through the mods on this Ray team. I mean, the Ray, she's just ridiculous. And she's also modded for a little bit of tenacity, which is interesting because it makes her a bit harder to get ability block on, mostly from Basilisk on Fallen. But the 20% with Ferocity, you get enough that it's not that big of an issue. Poe, not super fast, but again, that's just what I have to work with, you know. Finn, again, I don't think he's very fast. Yeah, 281, not super fast either. Chewie and Kenobi, they don't really matter. So I'm going to be sorry. I'm going to be going through my mods now. The most important, of course, are Darth Revan. So let's go to my Sith Empire. Yeah, so we have Darth Revan. As you can see, my team is not super well geared. It's going to be much easier if you have like R7 Sith Empire or something like that, because it's just going to do that much more damage. And, well, the more damage that you do, the better it is. Eh? With Darth Revan, what is important is speed, speed, speed. You need a lot of speed in this guy. I would say at the very, very least 320, preferably 325 plus. As you can see, I have mine at 332. He's got my fastest mod set right now. Things will probably change once I unlock Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, but for the moment, he's got my fastest mod set at 332. Then we go to Bastila. Bastila, she also needs to be very fast because you need to keep applying those ability blocks so you do not get destroyed by Rey's whirlwind. Nothing else really matters on her that much. It's mainly that, really. Then we go to Malak. Well, of course, with Malak, you want him to be thick for days. As you can see, he's got over 200,000 combined health and protection. That's very tanky. And I'm running mine very quick, 300 speed Malak. I honestly don't know if having him slower might make this more consistent, as maybe he would drop his taunt less often, you know? I don't know, but this has been working pretty okay for me. I've lost a few times. Like, it's not 100%. Nothing is 100% against Ray. It's just the way things are. But it's been pretty consistent for me, so I don't really feel like I need to change something. Then the next piece of the puzzle is going to be Wat Tambor. Where is it? He's here. Okay. Wat doesn't really need a lot of modding, especially. Like, mine is a G12, of course. If you were a G13, you'd be faster. They're about 280 speed, 300. Good. Somewhat, like, not super tanky, but he's okay. You don't want your team to be super frail because you want them to be able to survive Ray's ultimate, which is actually not that hard. We'll get to it during the battle. I actually tested this battle once before making this video just to make sure I can actually beat Ray with her ultimate ability, and I was able to beat her without too much problem. And then the last piece of the puzzle is Grand Admiral Thrawn for his fracture. Again, he needs to be kind of fast. I'm running mine at 293, and as you can see, he's G12. I would recommend having him G13 so he can survive a bit more because Ray's AI is going to target him. So if Malik drops his taunt, Thrawn is very vulnerable, so you want him to be able to tank a few hits from like Finn or Chewie or whatever. Yeah, besides that, doesn't really need much, but have some tenacity on him, but not really important. Yeah, it's mainly the speed and a little bit of survivability. Okay, so let's just get into the battle. And before we get into it, be wary. This is a very, very long battle. It's usually going to take around 4.5 minutes. That's just the way things are. You are at a risk of timing out if you take too much time. So I'm going to try and explain things a little bit. We might time out because of that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so Wat is going to go first. You absolutely need his Zeta for this to work. What you're going to do is give that weapon tech to Darth Revan. What this is going to achieve is make it so Darth Revan can go right after Rey. Full disclosure, this will not work against teams that have Malak because Malak makes it so an opposing Sith don't gain turn meter. So you're going to put fear on everyone, and again, put fear again on everyone. Then, with Malak, you're going to shock and stun Kenobi. We did get the shock, that's good. And then you're going to fracture Rey and go to town on her. I like giving the med pack to Thrawn to keep his regen going. And then you just go to town on Rey. You are... and you put ability block. Ability block is key so you don't get whirlwinded. It's not going to prevent her from using her ultimate ability, but it's something. I put this on Malak so it just cleanses his ferocity stacks to make him tankier. And as you can see, we activated the damage immunity on Rey. We just have to wait for this to run out. For the fracture to run out, sorry. So we're just going attacking stuff. What I like to do here is give it to Wat and put up his protection over time. Now Rey is probably going to activate her ultimate. Yep, she did that. So what we are going to do is I'm going to drop TM on him and put fear back on everyone. And let's stun Chewie. Okay, we didn't get a stun, that's alright. Let's try and ability block her. Oh yeah, she can't be debuffed, sorry. So as you can see, we had everyone alive, so they survived. Now, it's not done. This is not all the battle. As you can see here, Poe is below 100% health, so I'm going to drain life on him, and it's going to stop him from getting that damage immunity. And now we're just going to town on Rey, killing her as fast as we can. She should be dead in not too long. Wild Lightning did it for us. Now it's not done because I only have 2 minutes and I need to kill all these 3 guys, and they haven't had their damage immunities activated. So just if they have corrupted battle meditation, go for them. It's going to do a lot of damage, and it's good for you to try and get that. Here they've activated, so I like to go after Finn. Just get him down a little bit more. I don't like cleansing Bastila Shan with Watt because I like having the extra potency on her from Ferocity, because I want her to be able to land those ability blocks. So it's an easy battle if things go right, but it can be kind of hard at times, especially with the clock. You're really facing the clock here. And one thing to keep in mind, do not fracture. Whatever you do, do not fracture once Rey is dead, because you don't want people to be, your enemies to be stuck there and not be able to kill them. So I'm just, see, as you can see, this is 20 seconds left. I'm probably going to be fine, but yeah. I'm not going to finish the battle because I want to try some more things on him, but yeah, so this is how the battle goes. Another thing to keep in mind, I'll let the battle run out, I can explain it later. You know, you can use Thrawn's protection region to your advantage, but keep in mind that when a Resistance hero Poe is around, you get penalized for cleansing, and since Thrawn's protection region actually cleanses, you can actually lose more protection than you gain. What do I mean by that is, let's go into Resistance and I'll show you what I mean. So here we have Resistance hero Poe. What his unique does a shitload of stuff, but one of the things that it does is that whenever enemies lose 5% protection whenever they lose a debuff. When Thrawn is going to do his TM swap, he gives 50% protection to himself and an ally. If you use it on either Darth Revan or Bastila Shan, while Poe is alive, what it's going to do is, well, it's going to cleanse those ferocity stacks, and if you happen to have 10 ferocity stacks, well, you're going to lose 50% max health, which is actually more than you will gain from the 40% protection regen. So just, well, you're not going to lose 50% max health, but you're going to take 50% max health damage, which is more than the 40%. So just be aware of that. Try not to use it too much on the Sith Empire guys. That's why I use it on Watt, because, well, he doesn't have ferocity. He's not going to be penalized for that. So yeah, just be aware of that. It's not too big of a deal, but if you just want to put all the cards on your side so you can survive the Ray ultimate, that's really the key. It's not too hard to take her down. As you can see, it's pretty easy to get her to damage immunity, and you're taking so many turns that once she drops out of damage immunity, once she drops out of that fracture, she's going to have her ultimate ready. There's no way that that's not going to happen. So really what you need is damage, speed, and survivability, and just don't overthink too much when you're playing, because as you can see, this battle is very long. There is a chance of timing out if you don't go fast enough. I've never timed out personally, but I have heard of people timing out, and yeah, so just try your best to choose your moves as fast as possible. Basically, you just want to spam fear, spam shock, so Malik keeps his taunt, and you want to you don't want to use Basilisk Sean's specials after her first turn. Her first turn, you're going to use her fear. After that, unless Ray is dead, you're going to spam her basic on Ray to keep that ability block on. So that's going to do it for me for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer. And as always, until next time.